and welcome back. Today's video is a bit exciting. Well, I am super excited about it. I recently went to a Bobbi Brown makeup artist event and they brought us in, they did a demo, showed us some products, some of the new things, some different techniques and stuff. It was a really good evening and there was 35% discount. So I got a bit of a goodie bag and I also bought some exciting things. In the goodie bag we got these little booklets which are actually pretty handy. So you've got bridal beauty, there's just some tips in there. You've got this, oh, it's just about the studio in Brighton. We can pop in and get like a makeover and stuff. And then Bobbi Brown's ultimate makeup lesson. Now I already own some of Bobbi Brown's books, so a lot of what's in there is in the books, but it's quite nice to have a little version I can, you know, give to my mum or somebody else like that. Also got this little cup. I don't know what the point of that was, but you know, it's got Bobbi Brown written on it, so it's kind of cute. Anyway, and we also got a sample of the repair serum. It just comes in a little tub. So that was what came in the goodie bag for us. On to the exciting things that I got my hands on that we're going to do the first impression of. There's a reason I have no makeup on my face. I got this palette. Now this is the Bobbi Brown, I'll do a close-up etc. It's the Bobbi Brown BBU palette and it's for makeup artists. But look it's just so beautiful. It's actually quite hefty. So it's really nice solid packaging. This opens up, it's two-sided. On this side you are going to have, you've got your bisques and your concealers. Now your bisque, so your bisque goes on first. You should generally have the bisque, which is the colour correcting. Your bisque all down this side and about halfway up. And then you get your concealers for the rest of it and all the way down again. So it's split in half between bisque and corrector, which is really cool. I mean, look how beautiful it is. They recommend you use 70% bisque, 30% concealer. This side is all the foundations, and these are the stick foundations. Now it doesn't look like there's a lot in there, but it's a creamy foundation, so you shouldn't need massive amounts. Really good shade range. I would actually be, I think, porcelain, and in the winter I would be more of alabaster. I tried it in the shop and the alabaster was just a wee bit too light. And the porcelain seemed the closest match, it seemed to blend in. But yes, I am so excited to try this. I also got a sample of the, it's the Hydrating Skin. Oh, she hasn't written it, but it's the Hydrating Moisturizer. I tried that, my skin is quite dehydrated in areas. So thought I would try this. I also wanted to grab one of the Bobbi Brown Long Wear Cream Shadow Sticks. These were, I think Bobbi Brown was one of the first to come out with these and I've just never got around to picking them up, and I'm very much falling in love with the one from Trina Cosmetics that I got when I was up in London. Absolutely loving it. I got the shade Dusty Mauve and I've had a swatch of this and it's supposed to stay for 8 hours. I swatched it on my hand and I washed my hand. Then I had to wash my hand again and again to get it off. It's really nice. It's just the most beautiful colour going. I mean, seriously, it's just really stunning. So we are going to do a first impressions because I'm dying to play with all of the toys. So let's get stuck in, shall we? I have already primed my face using the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser and my MAC paint pot. Let me zoom you in so you can see my face. So as I know, I am porcelain at the minute. According to this, I would have porcelain bisque corrector and then porcelain creamy concealer. So we're gonna go with it and I am so excited to use it. I've never used the stick concealer, which is what the concealers in this palette are. I have used the corrector, but I've not really used it in and around my eyes. So I'm just starting by taking the porcelain down the bottom. Of course your guy here will tell you. And I'm going to start, and this is a slightly peachy toned, wee bit salmony, and I'm going to bring this in around my eyes. I get quite purple, so we're going to see how we get on. I'm just using a slightly angled flat eyeshadow brush because I want to be able to get in and have a wee play, shall we say. and then just using my finger to dab that into place. What do we think? Is that helping to correct? You can already see it's brightening things up a bit. Not too bad. And I'm going to do the same on the side. It does seem to blend in quite nicely. It's already brightened the area. There is still a wee bit of blueness showing through, but it's actually pretty good. I find it very hard to disguise this area because I have freckles that just seem to merge into a spot just there, and it's done quite a good job of hiding that because it can be very darkening. It just makes my eye area look quite dark. If I stretch, you can sort of see where it was, but it's actually done quite a good job of covering that. So according to my little chart, I should use the Porcelain Creamy Concealer, which is this shade here, and it seems a wee bit more yellow toned. So this was a bit more salmony coloured, and there's a bit more yellow toned. You can just see where the concealer ends, can't you really? That has really lifted the whole area, which is really good. So that's all the concealing I'm going to do at the minute. I'm just going to flip over to the other side, and we're going to get started with Porcelain, which is second from the bottom. I'm going to use just a flat foundation brush to apply it, and then I'll probably buff it in afterwards. It is a wee bit fiddly to get in at. I'm just going to go in with a clean buffing brush. A bit easier to get in with the buffing brush. What do you think? It's not too bad of a match for me actually, when you see it. It's like a medium covered foundation. It doesn't seem to sink into the pores. I'm just trying to lightly buff it in, make sure we're working into the skin a bit. I didn't do too bad of a job of covering that. It's definitely not as red as it was. This one's going to be a pain to cover because I was washing my face last night and took the top of it off. That's always a winner. I'm going to use a bit of the Porcelain Concealer on my blemishes because I used it in the past and I know it's fine. I'm just going to go in with the same brush again because I'm lazy. Okay, we're going to leave that one to settle and we're going to ignore it and anything to do with it. Not too bad. I had a lot of redness here. I always seem to have a fair amount of redness from scarring and stuff because my skin has finally started to settle down massively. I have skin care that really works for me. There's a video coming up on that later this week. But my skin has massively settled down and it's gradually starting to even out again as everything heals up. But there's a fair amount of redness where I had a lot of issues along my chin. You can still see some of my freckles through, which I do like, by the way. Not bad. So initial impressions, yeah, not bad at all. Pretty good. Now we're going to go in with the Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Shadow Stick. I just love this colour. Like I said, it's dusty mauve. Really nice. And I'm going to have that all over. And I'm taking a pointed fluffy brush. I'm so impressed. There's a reason these are really good. Huh. Minimal effort required. Okay, so the rest of my face is back on. I set everything. Let me zoom you in a bit. So, what do you think? I'm actually kind of impressed. I'd be disappointed if I wasn't impressed. We're going to ignore this because the spot hasn't healed or stopped or anything, you know, when you've just taken the head of it. And then I did it, of course, when I was about to apply stuff. But the show must go on and all that, so we'll ignore it. But it's just done a really good job. It has done a really good job here, obviously, since applied blush. And it's actually stayed very much intact, which is kind of surprising. But the blush obviously is picked up, and because it's a lump, it's going to be a wee bit obvious. The eyeshadow is looking beautiful. I am so impressed with that eyeshadow. I cannot explain how simple that was to use. Like, incredibly easy to just blend out and apply. I will be doing this in the mornings a lot. I may have to get more of those. They're class. Yeah, I'm actually quite happy with that. Look. Sorry, I'm surprised myself. There was a wee bit of creasing under the eye, and there still is a wee bit. But it's a joy of getting old, to be honest. There's very few concealers, well, none that I know of actually, that don't really settle in. However, I've patted it down and it pats in really nicely. It doesn't lose coverage. Yeah, look at that go. And I know the eyeshadow will wear really well, so you'll definitely have that in place. And based on the concealer that I've used before, I have a funny feeling everything's going to stay in place for a very long time. But this is just the first try on, let me play with the products kind of video. Yeah, I'm impressed with their foundations. This is the first time I've used any of their foundations. I have used their concealer, but I haven't used the corrector. I expected a wee bit more coverage in regards to the corrector, in regards to some of the blueness, but it has done a really good job of covering like majority of it. It's a lot better than it was. It might need more, but like looking in the camera, I'm looking in the viewfinder, it looks really, really good. It's in person. You can see just a wee touch, but I have that with my freckles. It's always sort of, a few of them have gathered here and a wee bit here, so that area is always a wee bit dark of itself. First impressions, I am so impressed with this kit. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. I've already started lining up a few clients and stuff that I'm going to be testing this out on, so I'm really looking forward to trying it in different skin types to see how it plays. I will do a proper review in these things. I like to do a first impression so I can get on and play with the products, and because I'm so excited to show them. Definitely going to pick up more of these. Oh my god. Yes, first impressions, very, very impressed. Very, very impressed. And I would definitely recommend checking out their stick foundations and at least going in and having a play. I would go and ask to buy all of the eyeshadow sticks. My mind has been blown by this shadow stick. I can understand why they use a lot of these in bridal work and things, because they're so easy to use and they stay in place for a very long time. I know people who have used them and they've literally lasted about 12 hours. So I have heard they have a fantastic reputation and they work really well. I just didn't necessarily believe that until I played with it myself, and I was like, oh, okay, fabulous. So, initial impressions, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I am very, very, very happy I have these products. So happy. I cannot wait to go and play with them more. My only annoyance with this is it is a faff to get your makeup brush in. I mean, look, I had to go side to side, and even then I was squeezing my buffing brush just to get it to fit so that it wouldn't go into the other shades around it, which you can see it has ever so slightly, but it hasn't picked up too much of the product. But yeah, that's a wee bit annoying that it's a mess now, so I'm going to take a wipe and clean that so that it doesn't stain. Because I've just got a new product and I have to take the photos. I forgot to take the photos beforehand. Bad blogger. But yeah, that is it for this video. Short and sweet-ish, not that short, I'm very sorry. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know down below. If you've used these products, let me know down below. All in all, 2 thumbs up, go check them out. I'm off to play some more. Very excited. I will see you very, very soon. Thanks a million for watching. Please like if you like, please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll be back on Friday. Woohoo! Bye! and welcome back. Today's video is going to be a review of this lip and cheek stain from The Body Shop. I have the shade Bright Peony 02.